You are now listening to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast with your host, Michelle Cook Hall. Please begin to take that good deep breath as we begin to refresh, recharge, and reset. Let's go.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Faith vs. Fear, Breaking Family Ties, now available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. You are now listening to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast with your host, Michelle Cook Hall.
Welcome to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast with your host, Michelle Cook Hall. As always, and I do mean always, it is my honor and my pleasure to be able to come on and share some tips and some tools with you that I know will assist you in becoming a better you. Listen, today is awesome. Let me say what's awesome about today. Number one, we woke her up this morning. Number two, we can breathe. Whew. Okay, taking that deep breath. Come on, let's do that. Ooh, thank you. And then number three, today is National Hugging Day. Today is January 21st, 2022. And it is National Hugging Day, right? And so let me tell you why I like this day. And I just start really acknowledging this day. I think a couple of years ago. And I did that because I realized how therapeutic hugging is, especially from, someone that loves you and that you love. And so, for example, in my house, we hug a lot. If you're having a bad day, my kids have been taught, to come and ask for a hug. It's like no judgment, no pushing away, it's just saying, hey, I need a hug. It's the same thing with my spouse, my husband. I can just go, hey, I need a hug. And he can do the same to me. And there is no, oh, I'm busy, oh, this is going on, blah, blah, blah. It's none of that. You stop what you're doing and you just hug, right? And somehow it brings so much peace to you. You're able to just let go of some things and you're making a connection with somebody that you care about. So it's many days that my kids come home. And they are good for saying, hey, I need a hug. My daughter, hey, mom, I just need a hug. My son, if he thinks that I am upset or frustrated by anything, if my tone is too high or my demeanor is off, he will just come without saying a word and just hug me and hold me. And that's his way of, because he knows that's what we do. That's his way of bringing, me some peace and reassuring me that I'm okay and that I'm surrounded by love. So I love it. I learned to appreciate it. It's something that, I really, really learned to appreciate. Just that simple gesture. We talk about smiling. Smiling is a good gesture. I've come across people who have looked, kind of sad or mad or whatever. And I literally will just smile at them. If I'm, at a checkout, if I'm, walking in a parking lot, if I am shopping, it does, if you are my waitress, my waiter, it really does not matter. The first thing you're going to get from me is a smile so that, we can change that energy. Sometimes people don't know where you're coming from. So the first thing I do is let them know I'm coming in peace. I bring peace to the situation because what we all can use is some peace. So the first thing I do is bring peace by showing them that, hey, here's my smile. I am, I'm bringing you good energy. So I love this day, National Hugging Day. And so I'm so glad to be able to be here with you guys today. To share a little tip, a little tool with you. Is nothing, major today, but I just wanted to connect with you, especially on this hugging day, and remind you to go hug someone that you love and that loves you. Share that love today. Smile at somebody today. Just make their day. Bring that good energy to them. But I really want to share something with you all that is simple, but sometimes we can overlook it. And this is not coming from a medical background. I have no medical background. I'm not trying to share medical advice or anything like that. This is just me sharing experience with you. And so please take it that way. If in any time you feel anything that's going on with you mentally, emotionally, or physically, please seek out a professional, to handle that situation for you. But here on this podcast, I'm literally today just sharing with you something that I kind of learned and I do not take for granted. And that, especially when you have gotten older. Okay, you gotten older, so you have to pay attention to these type of things. So this is what I want to talk about today briefly, but it's going to be, short, sweet, and to the point, so you guys can go ahead and enjoy the remainder of your day. And that is, please listen to your body. Listen to your body. What is your body saying to you? What is your body trying to tell you? Sometimes, we can just go, and we don't pay attention. I have had the habit of making excuses and sometimes I will overanalyze, right? But it is important to be in tune with your body. It's important to know when things are just off. When things are just different, when there's a change. You hear a lot of people when they talk about, for example, something like breast cancer. So the person will check their breast and feel something different, right? They can't ignore it because it's something that they know is not supposed to be there. Something's changed in the the feeling, the form, the shape of their breast. So they go get it checked, right? And then if they get it checked in the early, part of that, then the better it is for them, right? So that's why it's important for them to check and to do an examination. You don't wait to your monthly exam to check. This is something that we just do, on a regular basis, especially when you get to a certain age, so that you can know what's going on with your body. So there's like, for example, I remember, many years ago talking to a physician, and I was at that time experiencing a lot of migraines and tension headaches. And for me, once again, this is not a medical background, but this is just my experience. A tension headache it felt like a rubber band, was just like tight around the cap of my head. Like it was just constant, like just tightness, and when you have used to just going a lot of times, I just have a headache and you just move on. You just really don't pay attention. You would try to take maybe something. Sometimes with me, I don't like taking a lot of over-the-counter medications, so I will ignore it, try to see it through, try to just go through my day hoping that it will somehow go away. Maybe I can try something, breathing, relaxing, and all these things that I was attempting to do. Long story short, as I was discussing this with a professional, a doctor, a medical doctor, they let me know that it is not wise nor healthy for you to condition yourself, your body, to have headaches. In other words, headaches are not normal. And so it's not normal for you to just take a headache, accept a headache, and hope a headache goes away. There's, you have to pay attention once again to this sign, what's going on in your body, that you're getting these multiple headaches, And so that little awareness, made me pay attention to when I was getting headaches, what was going on prior to me getting the headaches, what is the trigger, right? What was the occurrence that happened prior to me getting this headache, so there's so many variables people put into place when it comes to headaches. There's so many things, but I had to pay attention to what was happening to me, before I start getting these headaches. So once again, it's about you paying attention to your body. So if you have something that's going on right now in your life and it's been bothering you, and you just don't really know what it is, it's important for you to pay attention to that. And then, to check that out, get that looked at. Especially when it's any age, but especially when you start to get a little bit upper in your age, our body begins to respond to all of the things that we've done up to this point. Everything that we've done in our 20s and our 30s. And if you are, I'm like leaving 40 soon, leaving my 40s soon. So all the things I've done in my 40s so far, these are things that, my body now are going to begin to respond to, whether they were good or bad. If I did good things, and I'm reaping those good benefits. But if I have treated my body in a poor manner, then my body's going to respond. And we're even talking about stress. Hear me again. We talked about that last podcast. Stress is a killer. It is a killer. It will just begin to break down your body. It's just not affecting your mental state or your emotional state, but stress will begin to break down on your body. Another thing that and I'm going to bring this up because we once again talk about listening to our bodies, right? And so knowing that a lot of times, because of the pandemic, right, a lot of times people are not getting that sunlight as they should. They're not, getting that light as much as they should get that light. And believe it or not, we need that. We need that, that sun. We need that, being able to get that fresh air. So if you are finding yourself being a little bit more indoors than normal, your body will respond. And so then you need to, look at the vitamins that you might be missing. Just supplement the vitamins that you're missing. Then also make sure you try to get out and get you some fresh air and get you some, sun, get you some, vitamin D. And so it's very important. Once again, this is not a medical conversation, but this is just experience. And I say this because, when I go to the doctors, I know certain things based upon, once again, just kind of being aware of my own body and being in tune with it. I know when, maybe I need to, take a supplement for vitamin D, take a supplement for iron. And I know this. And so I go and confirm that, and ask them, please, can you run these levels for me and get this blood work done so that I can check to see? And yeah, and most of the time I'm right, because once again, I have been listening to it, my body. I've been paying attention to my body, and I've been doing this for a long time. So I know, like, okay, then this is probably what's going on. Let me check to see, what make sure confirm that this is what this is, and then, take the necessary steps to, get myself back on track. This can happen. Sometimes people just don't feel good. You're not sure why, you might feel a little, overwhelmed, a little tired, a little exhausted. It might be something just so simple as the fact that, you might need to go to a physician, get your blood work, and see, are your levels off? Are you not getting enough vitamin D? Because, that type of deficiency really causes a lot of problems. Iron deficiency causes a lot of problems. These just two that I'm just mentioning, but they will cause us a lot of problems. So it's important. I remember being one time in a work environment, and young ladies, because we were always working in this building, and we were not, going out a lot, but always confined to this building, with, constantly just sit and work. And, she was told that about her vitamin D, because she was not getting enough of that, and so it's important. It's so important that we get those levels checked out. And especially if you don't feel good, you're not sure, because your blood work will show so many things that's going on with you. And we underestimate that. So we don't need to be suffering. We don't need to be going through a bunch of unnecessary, moments of being uncomfortable, being, even depression. A lot of times you'll feel very sad, and you're wondering why, what's wrong? Why am I feeling this way? Go get that blood work. Go get your body checked out. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about, making sure that we're in tune with our bodies, that we're listening. And then let's get to the next step. Rest. It is sometimes, we just go. I'm that person. I am that person that will go, and find it very difficult to, stop. And so what I have been working on is giving myself the okay to sit, rest, and do nothing, which is so hard when you're used to going. And if you're not going physically, you're mentally going. You always working. You got your phone, you got your laptops. You're just, yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere today, but I'm going to be working, But sometimes we need to just shut everything off, stop everything that we're doing, put our phones aside, and just relax. Because sometimes your body is asking for that. Your body is requiring that. And so what we don't want to happen is for us to crash. Okay? You don't want your body to just say, okay, you're not listening. Let me just shut us down. Okay? And crash. Okay? So it's important to listen, when you're just tired. When you just overwhelmed, you just, oh my goodness, I'm just going, and I haven't sat down. Sometimes we think that makes us accomplished, right? You're accomplished because you're busy, right? But let me tell you something. When your body crashes, then you won't be able to do anything. And so your body can, begin to physically, feel sick. You can compromise your immune system from lack of rest and stress, right? We talked about that last podcast. Stress can cause our immune system to decline. So, you're more susceptible to, colds and flus and all this other stuff that's going on right now, right? So it's important that we rest. It's important that we listen to our bodies and that we stop. When your body says stop, stop. And that's important because a lot of times we think, well, let me just go. And I know that, when I was younger, I was really, really like that, just keep going, keep pushing. But there are moments now that I don't have a choice. My body will say, hey, we need to just pull back some. And we need to say no. No, I can't go. No, I cannot do that. No, I can't. I'm sorry. And not feel guilty about it because I have to preserve. I have to take care of myself and the energy that I have. Once again, this is talking from when you're getting older now. Take care of yourself when you're younger because then when you're older, your body will repay you in that way. But also, if you don't take care of yourself when you're younger, your body will repay you for that as well. And so it is important that we do not mistreat our bodies. It's important that we do not mistreat our emotional state of mind, and we do not allow ourselves to become overwhelmed and stressed. It is so important to do that. So that's why I do this podcast, because I want to constantly, bring up these things so that you can be reminded, oh my goodness, she's right. I have really not sat down. I've really been pushing. I really need to find a day and just not do anything. I'm the type of person where even if I say I'm going to watch a movie, right? It was because we are changing that, but it was very difficult for me just to watch this movie without me, still on my phone, responding to an email, because as if it can't wait for an hour, responding to a text or something like that, or searching for something that came across my mind. Oh, let me just take care of that real quick. And you done missed the movie. The truth be told, these things can wait. This email can wait. This text can wait. One of the only times I see that I don't, respond to these things is when I'm in a movie theater, right? Because you try to be respectful for those around you. But what's really bad is that I've seen my phone, light up from a text or a call. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, I want to, let me, hurry up and make sure I respond to that before I can even get out the theater. And it's not that serious. It's not, unless it's, it's somebody who, has an emergency or something that's, something that you really need to deal with. It can wait. It's my point. It can wait. And trust me, doing this has been like a whole revamp to my whole personality, my whole life. This has been a total revamp for me. And when I tell you, if I can try to do this, anybody can do this, because anybody who really knows me knows that, that is not my character. That is not my character. But I've had to put these things into place for self-preservation. Okay. I had to put these things in place because it's not healthy. Once again, this is stressful. This type of lifestyle is stressful. This type of mentality that I was carrying is stressful, whether I wanted to be honest about it or not. It is very stressful to have your phone glued to your hand, to constantly have to respond, whether I am doing something or not. Is most importantly, sometimes it's important to just wait until you're done, and when you get the time, respond. Once again, I have talked before, their fire is not my fire. I can't go around putting out everybody's fire, because when I do that, I'm neglecting my own stuff. And so right now, what we're talking about is our peace and our bodies and our, our emotional state of mind. So once again, it's about finding balance. I think that's what any adult will tell you. Life is about balance, and sometimes we struggle to find this balance. We don't want to be selfish. We don't want to be mean. We don't want to overdo either, though. We don't want to, constantly, lend ourselves out to everybody for everything, and at the risk of compromising our own health, our own mental state of mind, our own emotional state of mind. So it's about finding balance, ladies and gentlemen. It's about finding that balance that you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and that you're making yourself a priority. And that was something that was very difficult, because I am a mother. So for me to even say, making myself a priority sounds so selfish coming out of my mouth. It sounds awful. And let me be honest and transparent, you guys, even saying it now, it sounds selfish, right? But that's the truth. Is this common sense is, if I am no good, for myself, and myself is neglected, I'm neglecting myself, not caring for myself, not taking care of myself, I am no good to my kids, no good to my family, no good to my spouse. I'm not there. I won't be present. Physically, I won't be present. Not even just emotionally or mentally, but physically, by me not taking care of myself, I won't physically be there. Okay? So it's not selfish to want to take care of yourself. It's not selfish to make yourself a priority, because when you do that, then you're able to be there for others that you do love and that depend on you and that care for you and that you care for. So it's about listening to our bodies and knowing when to say no, knowing when to say enough is enough, knowing to, when to say, hey, I need this alone time right now. I need this peace time right now. And shutting off everybody and everything. And as a mother, my children are much older now, but for those who have younger children, I completely understand how hard that can be. Because, forever, my life was completely ruled by my children, like intertwined, like their life is my life, my life is their life. And they always took precedent, over what I wanted to do and what I needed to do. But the older I'm at the age now, and they're at the age now for sure, where I have to say, hey, give me my time. Because guess what? They're going to take their time. My kids are going to take their time. They are going to get their own time, their me time. They will shut their doors and watch their, watch the internet, watch their shows, and get their naps on and all that. But let me do that. Let me shut my door and try to take a nap. They're wondering what's wrong with me. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Why what's wrong with you? You just laying, they don't understand it, because they have known a mom who has gone, who's always available, who's always doing, who's always there and present in the moment for them, right? So now they see a mom who will take a nap, who will rest, who will, make sure that she's being restored and make sure that she is okay. And they are like, what is wrong with this lady? And they make fun and jokes about it, but it's okay. It's okay, because I have to take care of myself and make sure that I'm there for them and and their children to come one day, and their children to come one day. So in order for me to do that, I have to make sure that I'm finding a balance. And so we're talking today about finding this balance and listening to our bodies. When your body says that you're tired, then get you some rest. If your body says that, something's wrong, I'm not sure what that is, I feel different, I feel weird, I feel strange, don't sit there and wait around trying to figure it out. Go get you, the blood work that you need to get done. Go talk to, your doctors, and it's a process, Some people avoid that because it is a process. One of the things that I did before the end of last year is I made all these appointments to see, the different doctors that I needed to make sure that things were working the way that they were supposed to work. Okay. And it was a process, this month, that month, this week, that week. And it's exhausting. Let's be honest. It is really exhausting. If you're not a person who runs to the doctor all the time, it can be exhausting to make all of these appointments. And then once you see this person, it's always a follow-up, right? You never just go see them one time and that's it. So always a follow-up. You got to come back. You got to get this. And then they make you go to this, lab and get this work done and get this work done. And then it's a lot, right? And so because it's a lot of times people avoid that. They don't want to go. And because they don't, it's an inconvenience, right? They ask too much. I've heard people say it's too much to have to do all that, And then I've heard something that was really hilarious to me. I've heard it more than once. People say, they never say anything good. It's always something. It's like, what? They not making up something. They seeing what they see. And it's best that you hear it and take care of it, right? But that's just avoidance, and that's what we do. Some people just avoid thinking it's going to go away, but that's immature. It won't go away. We have to face things head on, and that shows the maturity to face things head on, deal with it, and I'm the type of person where I love to eliminate things, right? So if something's bothering me, whether it be medical things or just life period, I begin to eliminate what I think it can be, by, taking necessary steps. So if something physically is bothering me, right? Immediately I begin to, go and get tests done or do certain things to make sure that I know it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, not this. And what does that do for me? It brings some form of peace for me. Because at least I know it's not this. I know it's not this. I know it's not that. Because I've taken care of that, right? So then you get to kind of narrow it down to what it could be. And so it brings some form of peace of mind, but not knowing, I'm the person, whereas if I don't know and I just let things just, ride out there, that would bother me. That would, drive me, bonkers versus me, dealing with things head on and kind of eliminating, things. Stay off WebMD, Google and everything, because that brings that anxiety. That brings that anxiety of, oh my God, it could be this, it could be that. Oh my God, because just from experience, reading that, a headache can mean 1,000 things, right? And so you just have to eliminate, the headache. And going to Google or WebMD is not going to eliminate, what you think it can be. It's just going to give you 1,000 things it could be. And so when you're really dealing with something, you don't need 1,000 negative things. You need to eliminate the things. And so that's when you go and see professionals that can help you to do that. They're working with you, find you a good one that will work with you to eliminate all of the other, variables so that you can get to whatever it is that is ailing you. I'm saying this because, today, because, I have, watched people that I care about and that I love, deal with a lot of health issues and problems and stuff. And it's just about knowing your body, paying attention to your body, listening to your body, responding to your body, because your body is going to respond to all the things that you've done to it. And that's just the facts. And that is the truth. And so today I just, I rambled and rambled a little bit. But it all comes from love, because I want us to do better. Me and you. I talk to you about things that I have struggled with, things that I have, found to be, challenging for me. And so I feel like if I can share that and I can help you, then that's what I'm going to do. And so today it was about listening to your body. Nobody likes to hear bad news, but let's not just assume it's going to be something that's bad. It could be something can be, like I said, simple. They could tell you, hey, just take some vitamins. You're missing this, you're missing that, or here's this, change your diet. They could tell you something so simple, but you won't know unless you actually go and deal with it. So it has been my honor and my pleasure, as always, to share some tips and some tools with you that I know will assist you in becoming a better you. You have listened to Renewed Mind Revolution podcast with your host, Michelle Cookall. Listen, you guys, please, it's the beginning of the year. Go get you an exam. If you have not been to the doctor in 5 years, shame on you. Shame on you. Get up and go make yourself an appointment. Your body's been telling you something's going on. Your body's been telling you that, something is happening. Don't wait till they have to take you to the hospital. Come on. Let's not wait till that happens. Let's make sure that we go and do what we need to do, take care of ourselves so that we can be there for those that we love and that loves us. I love you guys, but most importantly, God loves you more. God bless you and have an outstanding day. Go hug somebody today. It's National Hugging Day. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.